When Demet Özdemir finally spoke those words, the entire internet went silent. What happened with Can was real. He's still mine. In that single sentence, years of rumors, silence, and unspoken emotions were suddenly brought back to life. Fans who had followed her story with Can Yaman since the early days of her Kensi Kuss couldn't believe what they were hearing. After years of carefully avoiding the topic, Demet had finally broken her silence, and what she said was nothing short of explosive. For years, the relationship between Demet and Can has been one of the most talked about mysteries in Turkish entertainment. Were they just co-stars with undeniable chemistry? Or was there something deeper, something that blurred the lines between acting and reality? From the moment they appeared together on screen, viewers felt it. The way they looked at each other, the way their laughter seemed too genuine, the way every scene between them felt charged with something beyond the script, it was too real to be fake. But when the camera stopped rolling, their story seemed to disappear into silence. Both moved on with their careers, avoiding direct questions, staying professional. Still, the spark never left the public's imagination. Even years later, whenever Demet or Can posted something emotional, fans rushed to connect it back to the two of them. It became an obsession. And now, for the first time, Demet herself had confirmed what everyone had always suspected, that their connection had been real. The confession came during an intimate sit-down interview in Istanbul. The interviewer asked her about the past, not directly about Can, but about the kind of emotions she experienced while filming her most famous love stories. Demet paused for a long moment, her eyes softening, a small smile appearing on her lips. Sometimes, she said, fiction becomes real before you even realize it. And when it does, it changes you forever. The interviewer hesitated, then asked the question everyone was thinking, "Are you talking about Can?" Demet took a deep breath. She looked down for a moment, then raised her eyes with a calm, sincere expression. "What happened with Can wasn't a game," she said. "It was real. He's still mine, maybe not in the way people think, but he will always be part of my story." Those words hit like a thunderbolt. Within minutes, clips of the interview spread across social media like wildfire. "He's still mine" became a trending phrase in Turkey, Italy, Spain, and Brazil, all countries where their fans have remained fiercely loyal. Hashtags like #DemetandCan4Ever and #ItWasReal began to dominate Twitter. Fans started rewatching old scenes from her Kensi Kuss, pointing out the moments that now felt like confirmation of their real feelings, the stolen glances, the trembling hands, the way they seemed to forget the cameras around them. She finally admitted it, one fan wrote on Instagram. "We weren't crazy, what we saw between them was love." But Demet's confession wasn't just a nostalgic memory, it carried a weight of honesty and emotion that revealed how deeply the experience had affected her. In the same interview, she admitted that the aftermath hadn't been easy. "People think it's simple," she said. "They see chemistry on screen and assume it's easy to turn it off. But when your soul connects with someone, even for a short time, that connection never really ends. You just learn how to live with it." Those who have followed Demet over the years know that she rarely speaks about her private life. She's always been careful, measured, and protective of her emotions. That's why this confession felt different, it was raw, vulnerable, and completely unguarded. "Maybe I was protecting something sacred," she continued. "Because when the world starts watching, it stops being yours. I think part of me wanted to keep what we had safe, even if it was just a memory." What made this moment even more shocking was the timing. Just weeks before, Can Yaman had been spotted in Italy during a press event, looking more introspective than usual. When asked about his past co-stars, he smiled politely but said nothing. Now, with Demet's words echoing around the internet, fans couldn't help but wonder how he felt hearing them. According to people close to him, Can was deeply moved by Demet's statement. One Italian journalist claimed that during a private conversation, he reportedly said, "She didn't lie. What we had was real." Whether that's true or not, the idea of mutual acknowledgement after so many years sent fans into an emotional frenzy. The story took over entertainment headlines worldwide. Major outlets called it the confession that broke the internet. YouTube channels analyzed every detail, TikTok edits paired their most romantic moments with emotional music, and fans flooded comment sections with messages like "This is what real love looks like" and "They may have moved on, but their souls are still connected." In the days following the interview, Demet posted a quiet photo on Instagram. It was simple, a sunset over the ocean, with the caption, "Some truths don't need to be hidden anymore." No names, no direct references. But everyone knew what it meant. That post alone got over 3 million likes in less than 24 hours. Celebrities and fellow actors commented with hearts, fire emojis, and subtle messages of support. It was clear that even within the industry, people respected her courage for finally speaking openly about something she had kept private for so long. But behind the romanticism of it all, there was a deeper message in Demet's words, about authenticity, about vulnerability, about the price of love under the spotlight. "When you're an actor," she said, "you live many lives. But sometimes, one of those lives stays with you after the scene ends. I think everyone has that one person who changed them, even if they didn't end up together." Her honesty struck a chord with fans who have watched her evolve from a bright young star into a confident, reflective woman. This wasn't a publicity stunt or a dramatic reveal for attention, it was closure, told with grace. And yet, her final words lingered in everyone's mind, "He's still mine." What did she mean by that? Was it an emotional bond? A private understanding between two people who once shared something profound? Or was it a sign that a reconciliation might still be possible? One entertainment columnist wrote, "Maybe she didn't mean possession. Maybe she meant connection. The kind that never fades, even when two people are living in different worlds." Still, fans couldn't help but dream. Could this be a sign that the story of Demet and Can wasn't truly over? Could there be another chapter waiting to unfold? Social media was flooded with fan theories. Some pointed out that Can had recently liked one of Demet's photos, his first interaction with her online in years. Others noticed that they both used the same song lyric in separate posts. Some stories never end, they just change shape. Coincidence? Maybe. But to their fans, it was proof that something deeper still connected them. For Demet, though, this confession seems to have brought peace. In the days following the interview, she appeared more relaxed, more herself. When a reporter asked if she regretted saying what she did, she smiled and replied, "No. Some things are better said out loud." It's liberating. Her courage reminded people why they loved her in the first place, not just for her beauty or talent, but for her authenticity. She didn't hide behind polished PR lines or calculated answers. She spoke from the heart, and that made all the difference. As for Can Yaman, he has remained silent publicly, but maybe that's for the best. Maybe some emotions are too real to be explained in words. In the end, Demet's confession wasn't just about love. It was about truth. About acknowledging a chapter that shaped her, even if it didn't end with happily ever after. It was a reminder that real connections don't fade with time or distance, they simply evolve. And as her fans continue to replay that one unforgettable line, "He's still mine," one thing is certain, sometimes love doesn't need to be current to be eternal. It just needs to be real. Because in a world full of staged romances and fleeting fame, Demet Özdemir reminded everyone of one timeless truth, that what she shared with Can Yaman wasn't acting. It was love.